As the famous saying goes, a penny saved is a penny earned. When it comes to retirement planning, it's essential to consider not just how much you earn during your working years, but also how much you save and invest. One common investment strategy for retirement is to build a portfolio of dividend-paying stocks, and a popular choice in that regard is the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF, or SCHD. But can you retire comfortably with SCHD? And if so, how much SCHD do you and John need to retire? In the end, I'll show you, breaking down how much you might need to retire in 30, 20, and 10 years from now, and what factors to consider along the way, all explained in simple terms. But let's get to know the fund itself. SCHD, short for Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF, is a type of investment fund, specifically an exchange-traded fund. Think of an ETF as a basket that holds a variety of stocks or bonds. SCHD's basket is special because it contains stocks of companies known for paying dividends, a portion of profits companies give their shareholders. These companies are usually well-established and financially stable, making them attractive to investors. This particular ETF is designed to track the performance of the Dow Jones U.S. Dividend 100 Index. This index is composed of high dividend-yielding U.S. stocks. What makes SCHD appealing for retirement portfolios? First, it focuses on dividend-paying stocks, which can provide a steady income stream, crucial for retirees who need regular income. Also, SCHD selects companies based on their financial health and ability to continue paying dividends. This approach aims to offer a balance of income and growth, which is ideal for long-term investment strategies like retirement planning. When you look at SCHD's track record, you find a history of solid performance. Historically, SCHD has shown steady growth with a reliable dividend payout, which is why many investors see it as a safe choice for their retirement savings. As of the end of 2023, SCHD has shown a solid track record. It has annualized returns of 4.57% over 1 year, 9.53% over 3 years, 13.99% over 5 years, and 11.03% over 10 years since its inception in 2011. This performance indicates consistent growth over time. These annualized returns are possible because of its solid investment in its top holdings. Some of its top holdings include prominent names like Broadcom, Merck & Company, AbbVie, Amgen, and the Home Depot. These companies are representative of various industries such as technology, healthcare, consumer goods, and more. Every investment comes with its own set of risks and benefits, and SCHD is no different. On the plus side, SCHD offers a combination of income through dividends and potential growth if the value of the stocks in the ETF rises. This makes it a potentially strong cornerstone for a retirement portfolio. However, there are risks too. The value of SCHD can fluctuate, meaning it can go up and down depending on the stock market. Also, while it invests in stable, dividend-paying companies, these companies can still face financial troubles, affecting their ability to pay dividends. Now that we know about the ETF, let's set out our goals for the future and how much income John should be prepared to receive. Setting retirement goals. When you're getting ready for retirement, it's really important to have clear plans. This means figuring out what kind of life you want when you stop working, what age you want to stop working, and how much money you'll need every year. Let's break it down a bit. First is your lifestyle and retirement age. Think about how you want to live when you're retired. Do you want to travel a lot and enjoy fancy things, or do you prefer a quieter and simpler life? Also, decide when you want to retire, because this affects how much money you'll need. If you retire earlier, you'll need more savings because your retirement might last longer. In the end, we'll show you how much you need to invest in SCHD to retire in 10, 20, and 30 years from now. Next, you have to set a desired annual income. Calculate how much money you'll need each year when you're retired. This money should cover everything, from your basic needs like housing and food to the fun things you want to do. Think about your current lifestyle and how it might change when you're not working anymore. Then there's inflation. Keep in mind that prices tend to go up over time due to inflation, which means things will cost more in the future. So you'll need to plan for higher expenses. Also, consider that people are living longer these days. That means your retirement savings need to last for more years. It's like creating a roadmap for your future. The more you plan and save now, the more you'll be able to enjoy your retirement later. So take some time to think about your retirement and make a financial plan that fits your dreams and needs. For the purposes of this video, John wants to retire and have a simple life. Here's a simple way to calculate how much you and John need every month to earn in dividends to live comfortably. To estimate retirement expenses, start by looking at current expenses and adjust for retirement. The average monthly expenses for one person in the U.S. is around $3,400, which is around $40,800 per year. This includes costs like housing, transportation, food, and healthcare. The cost of living is likely to increase in the future because of inflation, so you can't rely on having $3,400 to cover your expenses for the rest of your life. As the years go by, the amount of money you need each month will go up. If we look at the past 10 years and see that the average inflation rate was 2.65%, we can estimate how much you'll need in the future. In 10 years, you might need around $4,416. Let's round that up to $5,000 to make it simpler. In 20 years, it could be around $5,737, which we can round to $6,000. And in 30 years, you might need around $7,500 to live comfortably. In the end, we'll show you how much you need to invest to reach each of these goals. This means at no matter what stage of life you are, you can work towards achieving these financial targets. To calculate how much you need to invest, you have to get the long-term dividend investment metrics of SCHD. That is dividend yield, dividend growth rate, and average share price appreciation. In the case of SCHD, it has a current dividend yield of 3.46%, a strong dividend growth rate of 11.39%, and also a solid 8.18% average share price appreciation. Based on these metrics, you have three options. Let's say you want to retire around 10 years from now, 20 years from now, or 30 years from now. The timeline is crucial because it determines how much money you need to invest initially. The required investment for each time period differs significantly due to the starting dividend yield, and even better, dividend growth. The compounding effect of your investment with reinvested dividends takes effect after a certain period, and it accelerates in the later half of the investment because higher dividend income is reinvested, creating a dividend snowball effect. Now that you understand the concept, let's calculate how much you need to invest to retire in 10, 20, or 30 years from now. Let's start with the 10-year plan. This is ideal for those who are close to the age of 50 and have a good reserve fund that can be reinvested, although it's not limited to that class. You may have the reserve fund in your 30s and want to retire early. Let's use our dividend calculator and input the SCHD dividend yield, share price appreciation, and dividend growth rate. Since John wants to retire in 10 years, his target is for his investment to generate around $5,000 every month, ensuring that SCHD will cover his sources of income for a hassle-free retirement. Based on my projections, John needs to invest approximately $500,000 in SCHD today to achieve this goal. In 10 years, this investment will grow to $1,578,695 and pay an annual dividend of $64,364, which equates to around $5,364 per month. However, $500,000 is a substantial amount, and honestly speaking, most of us don't have that kind of money just sitting around. But we do have time, right? This brings us to our second timeline of 20 years. This timeline is ideal for someone in their mid-30s or low 40s who's managed to save a moderate amount for investment over the years. For this timeline, John's inflation-adjusted monthly budget is around $6,000. Even though the monthly budget has increased by $1,000, it doesn't mean John has to make a more significant investment. This time, he's allowing his investment more time to grow and benefit from the snowball effect. Thanks to this compounding effect, the required investment amount drops significantly from $500,000 to $120,000. That's a substantial reduction. If you take a look at the projection sheet, the $120,000 after 20 years will be valued at $1,364,741, paying an annual dividend of $75,177 or roughly $6,265 per month. Now, this is promising, but can we reduce the initial investment to below $50,000? As Albert Einstein once said, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. To achieve that goal, you need to give your funds even more time to grow and compound, which leads us to the 30-year timeline. For the 30-year timeline, the inflation-adjusted monthly income budget should be around $7,000 to $7,500. To achieve this goal with SCHD, John needs to invest just $25,000 in this ETF. This investment will grow to $78,935 in 10 years. In 20 years, it'll be valued at $284,321, and then the compounding effect will take charge, ballooning the investment value to $1,223,506 in 30 years. This will pay an annual dividend of $90,586 or $7,549 per month. These returns are possible due to the use of the compounding effect, or to be more specific, the dividend reinvestment plan. To learn more about it and add an extra $4 million to your investment, watch our video titled The Power of DRIP: Maximizing Dividends Through Reinvestment.